Hi, my name's Trudy MacDonald. I'm the Managing Director of TalentCode HR. In this video, I wanted to share with you some tips around the appropriate use of 360-degree feedback. Generally, 360-degree feedback is used for the intention of increasing an individual's self-awareness, and that's achieved through them providing feedback on themselves, seeking feedback from managers, from their peers, but also for those individuals who may be reporting to them if they're in a management or a leadership role. Now, used correctly, it can be a really effective tool to drive behavioural change through increasing self-awareness around not only strengths, but areas that may not be as constructive as they could be in the context of the role. However, used inappropriately, often it can lead to the individual feeling insecure and creating opportunities for others in the organisation to highlight a whole lot of negatives around that individual, which of course are their perception and may not always be the reality of the situation. So how do we cut through this to determine if 360-degree feedback is right for your team or your organisation? The first thing is to ask yourself why you're considering this. If your real motive is to provide evidence or create evidence around an individual's negative behaviours so that you can either performance manage them out or bring it to their attention so that they can improve in those areas, there's a pretty good chance that it's not the most appropriate mechanism for you. What will tend to happen is the individuals who are rating that individual will get a sense that that is the real objective, and you'll get one of two behavioural patterns. The first is individuals will not be authentic, so they'll either withhold from providing negative information for fear of retribution, or alternatively, they'll use it as an opportunity to provide very direct and not particularly constructive feedback. Now, this can be quite confronting for the individual receiving the results and can lead to a whole lot of negative repercussions. On the other hand, if your intention is to authentically support individuals to understand not only what are their strengths so that they can further leverage them, but some of the areas where they may want to improve based on the perception of others. And off the back of that feedback, you're willing to invest in developing that individual and supporting their behavioural change, then 360-degree feedback can be a very effective tool. So here are some of the conditions under which that framework can be effective. The first is clear communication to the individual, but also the people who are rating that individual around your intention and how the information is going to be used. The second key condition is that the feedback that the individual receives is delivered by a professional who will often be a third party to your organisation. We want to make sure that there's an objective, emotion-free conversation that can help actually take the individual through the journey of receiving the feedback, which can be quite confronting, and actually have them come out the other end feeling positive and constructive around what they've actually heard. The third step is to make sure that there's a clear plan of action put in place and that the individual has the opportunity to share their results with everybody who rated them. This is a really critical step because it closes the feedback loop and enables the individual to feel comforted that with an open, transparent conversation, we can all focus on leveraging strengths, but also start to dissect where things may not be working with their interactions with others and together move towards a more appropriate behavioural pattern. Finally, it's critical that there is an investment in supporting the individual to develop and grow as a result of the feedback that they've achieved. Hopefully, these tips help you decide whether 360 feedback is right for your organisation. There's many different tools out there and many different approaches to doing that. If you'd like to discuss any of these, don't hesitate to reach out. We would be delighted to have a chat with you. Thank you.